Yesterday, President Barack Obama was in New York for a conference, and he had a few things to say about Republicans' efforts to repeal his signature accomplishment as president, that is the Affordable Care Act. And he said it's just befuddling how Republicans just want to constantly try over and over and over again to repeal it, but they really don't have a smart replacement. This is the former president yesterday.
The legislation that we passed was full of things that still need to be fixed. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And so when I see people trying to undo that hard-won progress for the 50th or 60th time with bills that would raise costs or reduce coverage, or roll back protections for older Americans or people with pre-existing conditions, the cancer survivor, the expecting mom, or the child with autism or asthma, for whom coverage once again would be almost unattainable. It is aggravating. And all of this being done without any demonstrable economic or actuarial or plain common sense rationale, it frustrates. And it's certainly frustrating to have to mobilize every couple of months to keep our leaders from inflicting real human suffering on our constituents.
Of course, you know, here we always talk about hashtag Trump Lives Matter, and it's no shock he would be lying about the Affordable Care Act, the effort to try to replace it.
I think there's tremendous support for it. I think it's actually much better than the previous shot, which was very sadly let down.
Okay, yeah, it's worse than the previous bill. You know, the previous bill, only 14% of Americans actually supported, and massive number of healthcare organizations are against this. March of Dimes, American Lung Association, American Cancer Society, American Heart Association. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Insurance companies, hey, y'all know something is up when the insurance companies hate it, the hospital associations hate it, and the healthcare groups hate it. But for Mitch McConnell and his band of merry warriors, it's all good. It's really no big deal. Let's go to our panel. Joining us, of course, A. Scott Bolden, of course, who heads the National Bar Association's PAC, and also legal analyst. Tamika Mallory, national co-chair of the Women's March. Ralph Chittum's Republican strategist, principal of Black Elephant Consultants. Wendy Osefo, political analyst and professor of education, Johns Hopkins University. Here's the most fundamental thing that bothers me the most. If you believe in it, debate it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you think that this bill is important, you think it works, fine. Put it out there. That's right. Let the CBO score it. Have a vigorous debate, but don't have a hearing in the Homeland Security hearing where this ain't got a damn thing to do with Homeland Security. You literally have a Senate Health Committee that's not debating this. But they don't want to do that, Ralph. And so that, to me, if you need any proof of how fraudulent the bill is when they are afraid to debate it.
Well, one question that I have is President Obama has now clearly stated on multiple occasions that the ACA as passed was flawed. Where have the Democrats stepped up and said, here is how we propose to fix it?
When are you going to answer my question? Wow. No.
It's a pivot.
No, stop. No.
Democrats and Republicans coming together.
Ralph.
Discussing.
Ralph.
Democrats yet to
I asked a specific question. Ralph.
Affordable care.
Ralph. 350 Republican amendments were accepted during 15 months of debate. You can't offer an amendment if there's no debate. You can't offer an amendment if there's no conversation. So I'm going to ask the question again, and I would appreciate an answer. If this bill is so good, why will your party not have an actual open debate? What are they afraid of? Answer that question, not try to deflect to Democrats.
Well, first things first, as I said in the previous segment, nobody knows everything that's involved in this bill.
So why won't they have a debate?
Ask McConnell. I'm not Karnak.
Are you a Republican?
I'm not a mind reader. You want to know why they don't want to have a debate? Get Mitch McConnell in here. Get Cassidy in here. Get Graham in here.
First of all,
I'm not Karnak. I'm not a mind reader. I don't divine things.
Ralph, do you support this bill?
As it stands now, no.
Do you believe this bill should be openly debated in the United States Senate?
I believe every bill should always be debated regardless of who's in the White House.
And why do you think Republicans are scared to have a debate about this bill? Why?
You want my speculation?
Hell no, I want your answer. You said, I'm asking you.
They honestly, I think they want to get a legislative win.
Yes. Agree.
Honestly.
So
I think they want.
So it had nothing to do with health care. It's about a win.
A win.
For some of them,
Right.
I do believe that some of them are true believers, and they believe that what they're doing is right. I've articulated on this show for how long, Roland, that repeal and replace was nothing more than a soundbite used during a campaign cycle because it sounded good.
That's right.
Here is the truth of the matter. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, is never, ever, ever going to be repealed. Period. I have always said what is going to happen to the ACA is it is going to be restructured. It is going to be reworked.
Repaired.
Now, so that goes back to what I started with. If the Democrats are now admitting that the ACA was flawed, why have they not? This is not absolving Republicans now. Why have they not then stepped forward with their plan to fix it?
Wendy, this is what you have here. This has nothing to do with health care.
No.
It has nothing to do with helping Americans. What this is simply folks who despise President Barack Obama and who want to do away with the signature piece of
His legacy. Absolutely. I could not have said it any better. You just crystallized it with that statement. What we're doing here and what we're watching is political football. And they are playing football with people's lives.
Right.
And the president has been in office for, 7 months, a little bit over? He has no legislative wins. And we are now up against the midterms. They need legislative wins. They have to have a legislative win in order for them to be able to go back to their home states and say, this is what I've done. And that is what we're watching here. And for anyone to be able to adhere to this pervasive narrative that this bill is going to be better when it cuts $214 billion, when it's going to raise premiums, when people are going to lose their health care, when 34 states are losing billions of dollars. Anyone to sit here and stand by that is just completely against what humanity stands for. And we have to be honest about that. And that is the truth. And the fact that Republicans think it's okay to play political football with people's lives, especially people who are black and brown, people who are elderly, people who are pregnant, people who have terminal illnesses. Excuse me, we need to have a deeper conversation because this has gone beyond lives. This is now morality.
This is very basic to me.
That's right.
If you don't want to debate something, if you want to limit it to 90 seconds or 2 minutes, you want to sneak this through because you do not want the people to know what's in it.
Absolutely. And, to add to your list of all the things that's wrong with it, just to be a woman and have female genitalia means that you're a pre-existing condition.
That's right.
So this is a very,
to be pregnant
it's a pre-existing condition. So what are we talking about? The bottom line is, like everything else, they want to be able to ram something down our throats. They don't care who it affects. And you know why? Because they have good health insurance. So how about that?
They've got great health
insurance.
And Congress should have to use the same insurance as every other American.
For all the reasons given on that side of the panel, there's one other thing that we're not missing but we're aware of, but is telling. They don't have the votes on the Republican side of the GOP in order to pass.
No.
They
See,
may be pressed to stress.
No. This is not. See, no. We are not going to make that mistake because right now they're sitting at about 47, 48. All they need is pick up 2 more.
Yeah.
And so the
odds have never been. Hold on a second. The odds have never been different, regardless of the version. What I'm saying to you is,
let me tell you something about odds. Howard University beat UNLV in football, and they were 35-point underdogs. Don't y'all go with odds.
I'm not predicting anything. What I'm saying is the odds and the numbers have always been minuscule, and this is the 6th version. What I'm saying to you is is that the Republicans, whether it's the Freedom Caucus, the Tuesday Group, or moderates, right, have problems with these various versions of the health care bill. And that's a problem until you get to that magic number, till you get to the end zone. That makes it clear that it's a bad bill on top of all the other reasons that you've said.
I'm telling y'all. Don't fall for the okie doke.
And I'm not.
Don't listen to nothing Scott just said.
Ready, right?
Don't get caught up in the odds.
I agree.
It failed the previous 58 times.
Don't relax.
I'm telling you right now, if the Senate passes this bill,
That's right.
they will send to the House, and the House will pass this sucker quick, fast, in a hurry, so they can have Trump sign it, so they can say they appealed it.
If they pass this bill, Democrats win the midterms.
Bottom line is,
pull your phone up next to you, get on it, and start calling.
Exactly.
That's right.
pull the phone up, number please.
That's right.
Phone number up. Number to call is 202-224-3121. Y'all should have the number. That's right. There we go. 202-224-3121. Don't you sit your behind at home and then go, well, I'm going to let Tamika do it or the NAACP. No. You better pick the phone up and let your United States Senator know. And it don't matter if you from a state you got 2 Republicans. Let them know. Blow their phones up to share your thoughts about this because, again, our health is at stake.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.